Casemiro, on his return, he has gone ahead and obviously conducted an interview, and it's like he's warning United fans and all the pundits that obviously piling pressure onto Rasmus Hojlund, and he's going to vocalize Hojlund's ability and what we should expect him from this season and see where he should be going. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? It's the 8th of January 2024. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And let's get into the story, as Erik ten Hag has a New Year's message for every United fan, and is going to obviously tell us why Donny van de Beek was really a player that never got into his team regularly at Man United, yet he was his former boss at the club of Ajax. All that and more into this episode, and hope you guys are really doing great. We thank God for the gift of life. And we are calling in for close to 100 likes matching this video, because it's really important to note that we are really going to discuss this as we get into the FA third round tie against Wigan Athletic away from home tonight. It's happening tonight. So let's start it off with Casemiro. And Casemiro has gone ahead to say the following on Rasmus Hojlund. He's still just a kid. We shouldn't put too much pressure on him. A lot of people think he should come in and score around 30 goals right away. He's still young, and this is his first season in the Premier League. That's what Casemiro was going to hate to say about Rasmus Hojlund. But all what Casemiro is talking is okay, but I really understand that they are trying to get pressure off this lad. That is it. And if you are to go practical on the field of play, this guy has not been fed enough. Trust me, he makes runs and he's not fed by Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, Garnacho, Rashford, and so on and so forth. So all we need to see to it that this guy can obviously score these goals. Let's all admit he can score those goals a season, because right now he's having 6 goals a season, meaning that he's 14 goals away from really hitting that magic number that everyone will say he's really good enough to be costing that amount of money at the club of Man United. And for Casemiro, he's raising a concern that I really love. But if he was at a team like Manchester City, like Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, that scores very many goals, trust me, this guy would have gone ahead to obviously score very many goals, because he makes good runs, he plays well with his back to goal, he's clinical, and he's a clinical striker. So I understand what Casemiro is saying. He's taking the pressure off this lad, but in my own understanding, I believe he can score those goals if at all creativity is there. He makes good runs, and he has shown us that every time he gets a chance, he obviously kills off those chances that he gets. I want to say to it that this guy is fed in. You remember the game of, I think we are playing the game of Sheffield. I think that game ended 2-1 in favor of Man United. That is the best game I saw when Rasmus Hojlund got 3 chances and he couldn't kill off one. The first chance came in through from Marcus Rashford, and he arrived just a fraction late, or a decimal late. Then he went ahead to get another chance. I think Marcus Rashford went ahead to obviously hit that ball, and it obviously ricocheted through 2 or 3 defenders of Sheffield, and it found him in a better position, and he couldn't really kill off that chance because he was facing the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper went ahead to make a very beautiful save. The third one, it was a very good press from Manchester United. I think Rashford released him, and he went in for a baby shot. That is the only game I've gone ahead to say to it that I'll go ahead and really blame Rasmus Hojlund for not killing off any chances. But if you are really putting him on the scale of forwards that have gone ahead to obviously score very many goals in the Premier League, they are the same people who have gone ahead to miss very many chances, meaning that he deserved one more chance. He deserved one more. That is it. So for me, I think if Rasmus Hojlund gets service at Man United, he can really kill off these chances, and that's why I'm waiting to see Casemiro, Kobe Mainoo, and Bruno Fernandes playing that midfield. I want to see how Rasmus Hojlund is really going to be fed. You know, in the coming games, I anticipate that that's going to be the midfield 3 of Man United to face off our opponents. Especially, I know at the game of Wigan, Ten Hag might try that out. He might try that out. Then Casemiro added the following and said, he's playing better and better in every game, and he's working very hard. Rasmus is a dedicated boy. He will be a great player for the club, and with the ambitions he has, he could make an era in Man United. That is it. Rasmus Hojlund's era is going to be one of those eras that we are going to praise. Why? He reminds me about that front three that Alex Ferguson had to build. Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, Carlos Tevez. If you remember that front three, it reached an extent when they're almost in the same age, because I think Carlos Tevez was older than all of those. I think he was 23, Wayne Rooney was like 20, 21, Ronaldo was like 22, and that front line went ahead to haunt very many teams. Remember, there was Dimitar Berbatov, there was Louis Saha in the team of Man United. You know, there are very many players at the club of Man United that came through and really did a lot. And when I look at that, when Tevez left for Man City, then Nani got himself a chance, and it was Ronaldo, Rooney, and Nani. You know, almost three players in the same age, same hunger, and you remember what United went ahead to do. And for Rasmus Hojlund, I think all this team is being built for him. Garnacho, Amad Diallo, you know, Kobe Menu, all those players playing around him are really good. When you look at Rashford, he's just 26 years of age, meaning that he still has some 6 years of playing some good football at the club of Manchester United. You know, if Anthony goes ahead to really have a very good game also and really turn around his season, then Rasmus Hojlund will be the happiest. I'm really very, very, very sure that this guy has been having a pre-season at Man United in these first months. He's going to play for the club of Man United, because for the pre-season you get a lot of chances to try out new things, but it's very hard to try out new things when you're playing a competitive game. And he made his debut when you're playing against Arsenal, and you saw to it that there is miscommunication in between him and the players of Man United that really play around him. So if at all he starts the game of week, and I think he's going to start it because Ten Hag is going to confirm to us that he's fit to play, this guy is going to come up and obviously put in a very huge shift. And I see him scoring 14 goals in these remaining six months of the season, because it's written all over the Premier League history that more goals cross the lines of the goal lines of different teams when we enter the second half of the season. So Rasmus Hojlund got himself one against Aston Villa, and I bet if we keep ourselves playing into the FA Cup and the Premier League very well, this guy is going to score goals. It's a matter of us creating more chances for him and really reading him like a book, or reading his runs like a book, and the selfishness at the front three of Man United should end. That's why I want to see to it that Amad Diallo really plays on the right attacking side of the midfield, because he'll get us a different kind of provision to this number 9 of Manchester United. So that is it. But I understand what Casemiro is going to hate to say. I respect him for that, but I don't really downplay the efforts of this guy hitting 20 goals. 30 is really hard. If at all you're still in the Champions League, I would have gone ahead to tell you that he can, because he scored 5 in the group stages. If we had a squad that can compete at different levels and maybe play the round of 16 or the quarterfinals, if he played 4 more games, I understand would have gone ahead to go into double figures of goals, because we've seen very many players continuing to score very many goals at the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Goals start to obviously shrink a little bit at the semi-final and in the final for players. So that is it for Rasmus Hojlund, but Casemiro is going to hate to vocalize his ability to the fans of Man United, and they're going to hate to obviously issue a warning on Rasmus Hojlund's task at Man United. Then Erik Ten Hag has gone ahead and really say the following onto his former player at Ajax that he met at Man United, and he has gone ahead to give us a reason as to why he has not gone ahead to obviously be giving him enough playing time. He has told us that from the moment I came here at Man United, he wasn't the player I had at Ajax because he was injured and so many times he was unavailable. Then he struggled for a long time with recovering from the injury, so I think that's probably the main reason for why he wasn't playing. And he's right, because when he got his chance, he got injured. You remember that game again? Was it against Bournemouth? When he really got off. He came in through, started the game, and he played only 40 minutes. And his knee was really injured. I think it was around January of 2023. And he saw himself out for 6 months. And that was his chance to obviously show Erik ten Hag that I'm ready to play for the club of Man United. Remember, Eriksson had gotten an injury. You know, we had not gotten in Marcel Sabitzer. So he would have gone ahead to find himself in a better position of really playing for the club of Man United. But no one doubts his talent, but getting himself back to the levels. That's why he needed to go back to a team like Frankfurt, play there, and really get himself back to the Donny van de Beek he was. So if he gets back to where he was, you never know. Ten Hag might say, I'm not going to sell him because there is a non-mandatory buy-out clause. So the chance is up to him. He's in Germany. He was unveiled, I think, on the 1st or 2nd of January, and he was given his shirt number 34, and he's outside there to really get himself back running. And if at all United believe that he's up for sale, we might get ourselves 14 million euros in, 11 million euros upfront fee and 3 million euros, something that will act well for the club of Man United. And by the way, watch out on this summer. United might get in very many United might get in very, very many signings. You know, they might get in very, very many signings, and we wish to see to it that everything really goes on as planned for the club of Manchester United, and get in some huge monies to spend during the summer transfer window. By the way, I'm very anticipative of the summer transfer window because it's going to be one of those best windows that you'll ever want to see United get involved in. Why? Players are going to be sold early, according to me, because of the new people that are going to come into the club of Man United, and the kind of job they're going to, and the kind of experience they have when it comes to the game of football. It's really one of those that you want to keep really watching and really be very anticipated. But for Donny van de Beek, everything Erik ten Hag is going to hate to say about him is right. He never kept himself fit. You know, he was injured a lot, and I know what really brought that, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got him out of his picture of the team, and a lot just went ahead to unveil down there. So after Donny van de Beek, Erik ten Hag has also gone ahead and really wished or sent a New Year's message to the fans of Man United as we open up our calendar year of 2024 with Wigan Athletic. He has said, the most important thing is to stay healthy, as always, but take care of each other. Take care of each other within the Manchester United family, and be there for each other. So this is the message he has gone ahead to send to us, the fans and the players of Man United, and I think we should take it with the required concern, because it's really very important to note that all what the club does is 95% off pitch and 5% onto the pitch that you watch on the screen, meaning that that love should continue to extend into the players of Manchester United. And if I told you we're going to hate to watch Erik ten Hag and how he pairs these players or groups them, you see to it that these players are grouped according to their age and their positions. You've seen Dango, Kobe Menu, Hannibal, Rasmus Hojlund, Amad Diallo. That's a clique of their own. You know, the Garnachos, that's a clique of their own. When you look at Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Amrabat, Eriksson, Scott McTominay, that's a group of their own. You get Marcus Rashford, you see him being paired with Anton Martial, the Luke Shaws of this world. So the pairings are really very, very, very deliberate, and they go ahead to do a lot of work for the club of Man United. So guys, tell me your thoughts about Casemiro vocalizing Hojlund's ability, you know, about what people are expecting about him. Do you think he's right or no? Erik ten Hag revealing the reason as to why Donny van de Beek had to leave Man United. Do you acknowledge his submission? Yes or no? And lastly, what are your thoughts about the guy himself, that is Erik ten Hag, and the New Year's message to you, the fans and the players of Man United. We thank God for the gift of life. Good morning. Hope everything is really moving on fine. We sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And we sign out. See you in the next video, because it's gonna load in the next 3 hours from now. Ciao, ciao.